Hello Cancer, it's your turn for your reading for the month of March. I'm going to do something a little bit different. Basically, what to expect for this month and the challenge card and there was another one, I can't remember. The challenge, the overall, I cannot think for some reason right now. But basically the challenge, the theme, that's right. The theme of this month and the challenge for the month of March for Cancers. What is there to expect for Cancers for the month of March? What was the first card that came out? The Eight of Cups. Kind of like, what I said recently about you Cancers. You guys are going through a lot of emotional things, but I just feel like, the worst is over with whatever that you guys have been going through with that, your emotions. And, just be careful on where you give your energy. I just feel like, it's easy, also too, a lot of you have been cutting out people, cutting out things that don't work for you. And I just feel like more and more you release these emotions and don't let it ride you, the more freer you get. So that's the feeling I'm getting with the Eight of Cups. What are other things to look for the month of March for Cancers? And it's possible that, when I look at this moon there, I see the person. It's possible that someone could be watching you and how you react to emotional situation, possibly. I don't know, I'm getting that feeling. Alright, what to expect for Cancers for the month of March? So you have the Hierophant and you have the Five of Cups. So my feeling with that is, when I look at the Hierophant, that's the marriage card. That's also too, I'm feeling with that, it's a little bit different. It's more about, your structure, your foundations of life. So I feel like that's a little bit what you're going to have to look out for this month is just, I feel like you are getting into that point of reestablishing what you want in the relationship dynamics and people. But also too with the Five of Cups, there could be a loss of some kind, a loss of, money, a loss of something. I'm feeling with that. And then the Nine of Swords. So I feel like you're coming to a point, I feel like in March, where you're trying to release things that aren't working for you. And I just feel like, some of you have been very emotional, but I just feel like you're trying to get balanced again with your emotions and when it comes to those things that you may have lost. And I feel like in some way you're getting released from those things that have been burdening you. This Five of Cups could possibly be something that you've lost in the past or you're feeling like anxiety with. And I just feel like with the Nine of Swords, it's, you're releasing those things. And I feel like you're getting there when it comes to your emotions and you're trying to have more control on your emotions. Alright, so what is the challenge card for Cancers for the month of March? So the challenge card is Death. So that can kind of go with releasing part, but also too, there could be some changes. There could be some endings of some things. I'm not quite sure on that, but it could be a challenge to let go something. A challenge to release things. And it's like it's really hard once you have these burdens or you have these anxieties, and it's just trying to trying to let go of things that don't serve you. I'm not too sure on that, but that's what I'm getting. And then the theme of March. What is the theme for Cancers for the month of March? What is the theme? Alright. The Four of Wands. So I just feel like you're trying to, not necessarily like, you know, when it comes to the past, because just how you guys Cancerians are a lot, you know, you think about the past, you think about things that work and what doesn't work, and I feel like you're trying to work on that this month. You're trying to really be stable on what it is you want in your relationships, because to me, for Cancers, and I deal with this, you know, our relationships are very important to us. And so I'm getting, you know, whatever's going on in relationship sense, whether you're with someone or if, you know, you're single, I feel like you're refining a definition in some way. What is important to you, and what will you tolerate in the dynamics of a relationship? But I just feel like, you know, even with this Five of Cups, this is not something that is easy to let go of something. I just feel like, you know, there's been a lot of losses for you guys, I feel like, and I've been going through it too, you know, people, places, situations that don't work anymore, and it's time to rethink about, you know, with the Hierophant, the foundations, you know, if you're in a relationship with someone, or if you want marriage, or you're in a marriage, you know, you have to think what works and what doesn't work. And, you know, really not so much guard your emotions, but so much have your heart open to the fact of love if you're not in a relationship, and, you know, change the way you feel about something if it's not right. Because sometimes we feel like things, you know, we get all in our emotions or our head and we don't feel like something's right, but sometimes you need to ask the questions. Sometimes you really need to have those heart-to-heart conversations to make things better. I just feel like, you know, you're working with a lot of your foundations and emotions this month, and I just feel like, you know, as long as you stay true to yourself, stay true to your relationships that you're in, and do whatever you feel like you have to do to, you know, benefit you and yourself and another one or someone you're dealing with, you know, do the best thing in the situation. But I just feel like you're releasing whatever's not working, and you're trying to reestablish, you know, in the context of love and relationship. You're trying to give not so much to yourself to someone. You're trying to balance things out. That's what I'm feeling with you, Cancers. Bye-bye.